Hi there, Dari. Quick video before work. My work hair tried something new with my hair today. They don't allow cute hairstyles, but they allow elegant hairstyles. So I thought, how can I make this like look somewhat elegant but also like cute? So I tried. I hope they won't be like. Also, it's kind of easy to guess where I work depending on my lipstick. So today I'm gonna answer a question that a lot of people have been asking. Give us a tattoo tour. I only have 5 tattoos. 5 tattoos is all I have. I don't have that many tattoos. But, I mean, why not? I have time right now. I can make a short tattoo tour. Why not? We can do that. So, at least something is posted, right? Gotta try to get into the rhythm, because if I get out of the rhythm, well, I won't post ever. So I need to get into the rhythm of posting at least once a week. I'm trying hard. So, yep. Let's start with my tattoo tour. So, as a lot of people, my first ever tattoo was really crazy in an extremely painful spot. One of the most painful spots ever. So, my first tattoo, I'm wearing like small clothes on purpose for this, was this stomach tattoo. It's like spiders forming a heart in the middle, and we also had kind of like cyber sigilism at the end and stuff. It was inspired by one of I'm not gonna lie, by a picture on Pinterest, but she like added her own touches. She like added like little like cyber sigilism. She added like inkiness to it. I don't know how to explain. So that's my first ever tattoo. Very painful. I sat through one session, all of this in one session. She was like, "You sure you don't want 2 sessions?" I'm like, "No, I do. I just won't come if it will be 2 sessions. We have to do it in 1 session," which is true. If I have something in 2 sessions, I usually cannot get the guts to do the 2 sessions. So I just do it all in 1 session. Which is crazy, yes. It like tortures me, but at least I get to actually finish my tattoos. So what was the meaning behind that tattoo for me? For a lot of people, this is like a reverse tramp stamp. It's just just for pretty. It's like it's like what succubuses have and etc. For me, the meaning was that, well, I kind of see them as like 2 venomous spiders on my womb. And it's kind of like my personal meaning that, well, I'll get held back a lot in life just because of my gender. And, well, just to remember that. So if I like feel, I don't know, sad, if I feel like discriminated, it's not because of me as a person. It's just, because of my gender. But like, it's fine. Well, so basically the whole meaning of the tattoo for me is like that having a womb feels like a curse to me. That I'll always be like discriminated. I'll always, have a harder time than everyone else just because I'm born with a womb. Also, pure, how do I say, my womb has given me a lot of trauma just because I have one. Been raped countless times. Been like exploited countless times, harassed countless times, and everything just because I have a womb, just because I'm born a woman. So for me, the tattoo symbolizes like the curse of being a woman. Yeah, because I don't feel good at it. It's giving me so much like pain just being a different gender. That is that. That's my first ever tattoo. But for a lot of people it's like, oh, it's sexy. Actually, I don't want to sound rude to my like tattoo artist, but I think it's like the only tattoo that I like kind of regretted. Why? Because it wasn't the size I wanted. I know she did it smaller because it was my first ever tattoo, but it wasn't the size I wanted. It makes in my opinion, makes my body look kind of odd, because that tattoo is like this big, but I wanted it to come to here. But she did not want to go over these parts because it was my first ever tattoo. So I have a smaller version of it. So yeah. But I mean, I guess I have more spots to like tattoo. I can just tattoo like next to the tattoo, maybe. But that is that. That is why I kind of didn't like it, because I didn't like the size of it. But I mean, I guess I understand. Kind of. But it kind of made me insecure for a long time. Anyways, it finally has grown on me. A lot of people love this tattoo actually. It's their favorite tattoo on me. But for a long time it made me insecure because it made my body look weird because of the size of it. But that is that. Also, well, I don't go to that tattoo artist anymore because, well, she ended up like talking to my ex, and she was like on my ex's side, and so I was like, I don't want to go with her anymore, so I get a different tattoo artist. Yeah. But before that, she also did one last tattoo on me. This tattoo everybody hates. Everyone's like, why would you get this tattoo? You're gonna regret it so bad. I have never regretted that tattoo actually. But I have a band logo on my booty. I have my band logo tattooed on me. Why? Why would you do that? Well, to me, I really love my band. Also, it's kind of like my little project. I see it as my little baby, you know? So, as my little baby, I wanted to tattoo it on me as like a memory. Also, it's kind of like as a reminder of like, oh, remember who you are in your soul. That deep down, even if, I don't know, if one day I'm like, I know, like a big like bank woman, you know, that's like working in a bank and like wearing my little suit and everything. It's like a reminder that like, hey, remember that like deep down, you're like very punk. deep down, you know, you're alternative. It's like who you are, in a way that. Also, you know, just memories of how it was to be on stage, memories of how it was to, you know, sing, memories of fans. Also, I tattooed it as sort of like, how do I say? It's also a fun memory because of the self-growth that I experienced while I was singing. Because for a long time, when I was in a band, for a long time I didn't really properly speak. As I said before, I had big speech difficulties. Even before I started this channel, I had even bigger speech difficulties. I started this channel when my speech difficulties were improving actually. So imagine, I was speaking so badly because, well, I was always, how do I say, bullied. Like nobody listened to me. I was always too quiet. I was always trying to be quiet because, well, I was bullied all the time. So I had very big speech difficulties, and I was like, really, like, I was extremely quiet. Even during our like first 5 band practices, they like gave me the microphone. I was like, like very quiet. And singing in that band kind of really improved my speech difficulties because it built up confidence. It built up the fact that like, hey, it's okay to be loud. Being loud will do good for you, and being loud, other people actually like it. And so it kind of like built up my confidence, build up my speech skills, and I'm kind of grateful for that I have better speech skills now because of singing. So kind of really important part of my life, you know, in self-development. That's why I tattooed on me. So that's all the reasons for that tattoo. And it's a small tattoo, and it's done by that tattoo artist as well. But as I said before, had kind of a fallout, so I don't really talk to them anymore. But I found a different artist, and honestly I like this style kind of better, so that's why I'm sticking to her. This is the first ever tattoo she did on me. So this tattoo, a beautiful, beautiful tarot card. why do I have this tattoo? The same way every person has a zodiac sign, like for example, I don't know, Pisces, Scorpio, Taurus, etc., etc. Same way, everyone has a horoscope. Everyone also has a birth tarot card, 2 of them actually. So everyone who is born, yeah, they have like 2 cards assigned to them. And you can search it up by doing like the calculations and everything. And my tattoo is a Wheel of Fortune, which kind of fits in my job actually, since I work in the gambling industry. But Wheel of Fortune, that's my tattoo with blue roses. So, Wheel of Fortune, why? So, originally, when I calculated my name, I might have calculated it wrong at the time, sure. I calculated my birthday, yeah, and it gave me Wheel of Fortune and Magician. I might have calculated it wrong at the time, but I thought, even after I calculated it right, I was like, well, there must have been a reason why I calculated those cards at that time, right? So I just assumed it's probably 4 cards, yeah. And I actually felt the most like drawn to the Wheel of Fortune too. So it's not actually my birth card, but it's a card I actually really connect to. And also, even if I miscalculated at the time, I think that means I was meant to kind of see that card, you know what I mean? So that, because how do you miscalculate that? There is like no way. Because I put it in the website, my like real like birthday and everything. So who knows? So I think I have 4 cards now. So my cards, yeah. The first cards I found that were mine were Wheel of Fortune and the Magician. But I thought Wheel of Fortune is more me because I have lots of ups and lows. And then when I recalculated, like I think 5 years later, 4 years later, turns out my cards were different now. Which is like, what? Because this whole time I was like, okay, like, you know, I have Wheel of Fortune as my birth card, yeah. And then like 4 or 5 years later, I'm like, my cards are different? What? So now, turns out my cards actually are the Empress and Chariot. So, but I don't really, like, I think embody the Empress, at least for now. So maybe in the future I will embody Empress, but for now I don't embody Empress. So, Wheel of Fortune I think fits me best. Because, well, I have lots of ups and downs in life. My life is constantly like a gamble, and it kind of fits the card. Oh, thank you. Give me.
What do you want? I got the pink one.
Ooh.
There's more if you want.
There's more? How many do you get?
Got one more if you want.
Ooh. I'll keep one. Maybe for work. Or maybe actually put it in the fridge. Maybe tomorrow I'll go before work.
Okay.
Oh, thank you so much. Boyfriend got me energy drink. So yeah, I think it really fits with me having kind of basically roulette tattooed on me. Also, well, I work in the gambling industry, so it really fits with the gambling. So that is my card. Well, there's not much to say about it. Basically, it does like explain like the gamble of life, how constantly life has lows and ups and lows and ups. And then the blue roses come in the view. What do the blue roses represent? Well, also a couple things. Firstly, since I mentioned the gamble of life with the tarot card, they represent the fact that they represent hope, because blue is like the color of hope. So it like represents the hope that even though I'm gambling, that the outcome will be good. The life gamble will turn out good at least. So that's one thing. Second thing, I really love blue roses. Third thing, I got a tattooed at a time where I thought I was like really unlovable, and the blue roses also represent unrequited love. It represents like love you feel for somebody, but they don't show it, like give it back. So it's like rejection, because I constantly felt like rejected my whole life, and I felt like unrequited love my whole life because, well, the people I liked never liked me back until now. Well, I generally like hope. Yeah, just hope for things to turn out good, even though my life is so up and down, up and down. And third thing is also because one of my favorite characters is represented by blue roses, but that's like another story. 2 more tattoos, and then that's it. We have this tattoo that everyone hates. You're like, no, why would you do that to yourself? We have my boyfriend's name tattooed, well, fiance technically, but we have my fiance's name tattooed on me. Why? Why would you do that? There's a lot of people that are like, well, you're gonna regret that tattoo. Why would you do that to yourself? Well, I will not regret that. Yeah, if you have watched my last videos, you have learned how much he has like helped in my life. Also, I truly believe he is my soulmate. And this is also kind of like a tattoo to like show him like how like committed I am, you know? It was like a surprise for our anniversary to him. It's like to show him like I'm like really serious, to show like how like serious I am. I'm like dead serious. That was, I think, actually before like I proposed to him. So that, and I think it's, you know, it's really romantic. It's really romantic. And even if I don't know, there's a lot of people who are like, oh, you will break up with him. Even if I do, I would still like cherish him that much that I would be fine with having his name on my body. And I don't think I could love anyone after him, honestly, because I think this is the best get. I don't think anyone else can really compare from me, so I would probably like end up like a lonely woman for the rest of my life if we broke up. So yeah, first ever love, biggest love ever from me, where I'm really head over heels completely. So I think it's worth it. It's worth the gesture for them to know that I do feel that way, that they're everything to me. So it's kind of like, you know, like to honor him, like a romantic gesture. So yeah, also kind of like helps with like creeps. You can just like show them like the tattoo, and they're like, but actually a lot of people don't even care somehow. Like as I told you, I work in the gambling industry. Like for example, some of the customers, they don't care. They're like, oh, like, baby, are you free tonight? I'm like, they're like, I don't care. I'm like, what? You don't care that the girl has another man's name tattooed on her? You crazy. So that's that. My fiance's name, Timus. Funny story. Not so funny story. Originally there was like a mini typo, but we like fixed it up. It's fine. Not anymore. But yeah. But I was like bawling about that for like a week straight, because I was like, no, how did we miss that? It was like such an easy like mistake to make. And then my last tattoo. the blue butterfly. It is kind of fucked up because this tattoo ended up getting infected somehow. I'm guessing also because it's like summer, so maybe, I don't know, from the sweat or something. I have no idea, but it's really fucked up now. Like the ink has all like came out from the infection. So that's pretty sad. I'll have to try to fix it up later. But this blue butterfly, what does it represent? Well, three things, yeah, three things. So one thing, because I like blue. Two things, because, well, transformation. I'm like the kind of person to like, transform quite a lot. To try to push myself forward. It's also like, I got it as a reward for going to psych ward, so it's like a recovery butterfly for me. It's like recovery, transformation, going towards like something better and being, how do I say, very ambitious and trying your best to move up in life and spreading your wings. I guess it also kind of represents that I used to be kind of really ugly, but in the end I did end up spreading my wings and being like a butterfly. But mostly it just represents recovery for me. Mostly represents hope, recovery, transformation. But fun fact about this tattoo, I think the girl in Silent Hill has a similar one. What is her name, like Mary? I think she had a similar tattoo. But a red one, I think, on the other side. So, that is that. Also fun thing with the tattoo. But that's all the tattoos I have. I have only 5. There are some I'm planning in the future, but they cost a ton of money. So, not so soon. So what are the things I kind of want to get? So, one of my friends offered me to get like a little clubs tattooed on my finger. I was originally gonna get a spade, but if you have been enough online, you will know that there's not a good association with spades and white females. Why? It's a symbol for snow bunnies. So, I'm not getting a spade, I am getting a clubs on my middle finger. Why middle finger? Because it's the finger I use to deal cards with. So, yeah, my both middle fingers. Oh, actually I haven't mentioned, well, the people that have followed me on Instagram know, but the people that have been following me on YouTube don't know. Now in my local scene I don't go by my name anymore. I don't go by Kat anymore. But I feel like in my YouTube, I guess it's too late now to change it because it's already, I don't know, already 3K in, and I don't know if it's like worth it to change my name. But I want to change my name to Schalke. I saw this name in my dream actually. So one day I was dreaming, and in that dream, my name is Schalke. What does it mean? A lot of people are like, oh, that's like sounds very Russian. That is not Russian. That's a Latvian name. It's a Latvian name for howling wind. Like, it's like a specific name for phenomenon that happens when like wind blows and the leaves like rattle. It's like rattling leaves. It's like, oh, like the trees are like shokwa. It's like howling wind. And it's kind of cute. I think it's really cute. Also, second thing, I feel like I finally won't get confused in my local scene anymore, because for some reason a lot of people have been taking that name. So every time people hear that name now they're confused because people like keep mixing me up. Also, a lot of people think my name is Catherine, which annoys me. I don't want to be thought of as Catherine. Yeah. So back to what I was talking about. So my future tattoos. I have an idea for a tramp stamp. Since on the front I have ugly spiders, in the back I can have a pretty butterfly. That then another idea I had was, well, I really want to get like, this is gonna sound really stupid. I want to get like a little like unicorn, like a beautiful unicorn. Have you seen The Last Unicorn, like the movie? I want kind of like The Last Unicorn, like all over my like hand. Not like a big tattoo, but like just like a elegant like horse body. Maybe I'll see. Then I had an idea for a fish because well I'm a Pisces, so I had like fishes maybe here, like fishes. Also I'm blue, of course. I had an idea for like a swan somewhere on my body. I really want a lot of animals in my body, which sucks because that's kind of like hard to incorporate into, you know, into you. So I had an idea for a swan as well because well, for me, it's like the tattoo of like hopeless romantics because if you know that swans, when they get separated from their lovers, they just kill themselves. And I understand that completely, and I want that symbolism on my body because once again, it's like hopeless romantic tattoo, which I am. I'm very clingy, extremely clingy. But I had an idea for maybe some Scorpio, maybe like on my feet somewhere, but I don't know if it would like heal well. I also want more butterflies, of course, and more like blue flowers, but those like later. What else? Yeah, something like on my legs, obviously, but I'm not sure what to do with them because well, so many like leg tattoos that were done, like for example bow ties are so like overdone, but like they're really cute, but like there's too many of them. I want like pretty like lace, like coming from here to like here. I think it would be really cool. Maybe some lace like tattoo around my like leg. I don't know, but I have all the time in the world, but I'm just telling you so far that's all my plans. Of course there's like tattoos I would love to have, but I probably won't have. Like for example my like dream tattoo, like absolute dream tattoo is like eyes on my hands, because I feel like that would be really cool, like realistic eyes. Oh, that would be so cute. But first of all, there's really painful. Second of all, they fade really fast, so I'm not getting that. Yeah, and I don't know, maybe there's some meaning. I think there's probably some spiritual meaning. I mean, it's eyes. I also had recently an idea, maybe I could get like my cat's eyes tattooed like on my wrist or something. And so I look at my wrist and there's like a cute like cat's like face. You get what I mean? It's also not too like, into your face. Well, there's a bunch of ideas, but so far, gotta get money. You need money to get tattoos. And well, yeah, I don't have that money. Want to get more blue, obviously. And so far, I'm like actually only tattooing in places where people can't see. Because, well, I live in a city, not a city, I live in a country that's very like conservative. So if you have piercings already, just from piercings, it removes like 90% of like job offers. If you have tattoos, any visible tattoos, like I can cover my tattoos with a shirt at least. Also, I'm lucky that I work at a job that allows tattoos. It allows talented people also like colorful hair. So I'm like blessed with that. Even though it doesn't pay well, I live paycheck to paycheck, but in the end it's worth it for me, like mentally, also because it allows me for like my alternative expression. Because if I was dressing like simple all the time, I feel like I would be very more depressed. At least that's what happened with my last job, because I just felt like my identity was like sucked away. And yeah, but maybe one day we will be more forward. But so far, conservatism again is on the rise. Especially I have heard in America too. In America, I'm just saying there's a lot of American news there, so I'm mentioning this. I heard in America they don't allow, imagine, Starbucks employees to have piercings and tattoos anymore, colorful hair. I'm not trusting my barista if she doesn't have colorful hair and piercings. Come on. Which is kind of weird. it's weird. They're trying to be this fancy place, I mean, that's not. But I don't know, it's just so stupid. Like, I mean, yeah. So far, I only have tattoos. I wear a shirt. I can cover everything. But yeah, it's tough. I just hope it gets more progressive in the last few years, and then it's really good. Tough being alternative right now, especially if you're in like Eastern, Northern European, and well, with the rise of conservatism now everywhere too. But that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed the little tour. Very short tour, only 5 tattoos. So, yep. Bye!